Hi, readers. Welcome back. Hey, before we get started today, I need you to gather a couple of things. One, I need you to grab something to write with. It could be a pen, it could be a pencil, a crayon, a marker, whatever you have lying around. Then grab yourself a piece of paper or something to write on. You also could create a document inside of your computer. Once you have those two things, go ahead and number your document 1 through 10. I'll explain in a minute. Go ahead, pause the video here, and I'll be here when you get back. All right, readers, welcome back. I just want to start by congratulating you on all of the hard work you've been doing. You have a dedicated reading spot, you're talking about books, and might I add, you're talking about books really, really well. And you've turned up the volume doing all of this wonderful thinking work in your books. You might have been thinking that reading some days feels really easy, really smooth, but then other days reading feels really challenging. And something that's really important for us to remember as readers is that we can't give up whenever things get tough or when things get tricky. It's important that we take on those tricky and challenging days with grit. Today, I want to teach you that it often takes grit to be a great reader. You can become a great reader, but going from good to great as a reader takes working with resolve, working with grit. So today, I was thinking we could do a little work thinking about ourselves. We could take some time to look at the patterns in our own reading lives to decide if we are working with grit. Today, we're going to take a reading grit test. That's why I asked you to grab your paper and pen. Today, we're going to think about ourselves as readers, thinking how much reading we're doing every day. Are we reading at least 20 pages a day? Am I reading a lot more than what feels required of me? Am I filling out my log truthfully? Does my log show that I read at least 30 minutes a day? Am I finishing books that I start? Am I trying books that are unusual for me, new genres? Am I sometimes picking books that feel challenging? Am I pushing myself as a reader? Do I have goals for my reading? Am I trying out text so that my voice feels smoother? Am I envisioning? Am I predicting? And then, am I setting goals for myself and then keeping those in mind as I read? Readers, we can take this grit test to help figure out if we are really giving our max effort in our reading. Now, with that being said, we can then think about, how would I score myself on this test? Readers, when we're scoring ourselves, it could be that we're thinking about whether it sounds very much so like me, somewhat like me, or not like me at all. So here in a moment, you're going to go back to our questions, and on our document, we're going to give ourselves a score of 0, 1, or 2 for each of these questions. After we've thought about those questions and given ourselves a score, then we can rank ourselves and figure out how much grit we've brought to our reading. You'll find that if you've fallen between 17 to 20 points, you've got it. You are using your maximum grit. Nothing can get in your way. You'll find that if you score between 13 to 16 points, you've got a lot of grit. Although every now and then you might feel like giving up, but you keep pushing and reaching for the stars. You'll find that if you score 9 to 12 points, you've got some grit and you've got some good reading goals. Sometimes you're working really hard on those goals, and we're going to keep trying a little harder. You'll get there. If you score between 5 to 8 points, you have a little grit. Sometimes you set goals and you make some effort to reach them, but you could do some more. So we're going to work hard and keep trying to reach those goals. Now, if we score between a 0 and 4 points, we've got to get you some grit. You need some grit. It's time to set really smart goals and push yourself to be the best you can be. Now, after you've taken the grit test, you've scored yourself, and you've figured out where you fall on our scoring guide, then you're going to set some goals. So you'll want to think to yourself, and you could write these on the other side of your document. It could be that you're thinking, what do I now know about myself as a reader? I realize that then you can set a goal for yourself. How can I help myself to be a better reader? From now on, I will try. Readers, today is all about thinking about ourselves as readers and making sure that we are pushing ourselves to read with grit so that we can go from good readers to great readers. Readers, I'm getting ready to send you off. Now, remember, you're not just taking the grit test today. You're going to take the grit test. Think about yourself as a reader, and then you're going to set a goal. And guess what? After you've done that, you're going to take out your book and you're going to put that goal into action right away. You are going to take out that book and think, from now on, I will, and you're going to try it. You're going to do it. So, readers, I can't wait to hear how this goes. Have fun taking the grit test. Go ahead, rewind the video a bit, pause the video, take the grit test, and then get to reading. Have fun.